Hey, I'm Scott and I'm an American in Bangkok. Now, I get questions like this next question all the time, and I'm going to try to address this very quickly because it's the sort of thing that, you know, um, most guys eventually end up finding a way. And that is how to find the good girl. Hey, Scott, I was looking at your YouTube post and it seems like you have a great deal of info. I've been to Bangkok twice, so I know you have to be careful of the scams. I was wondering if there is a legit place to find Thai girls who want to get married to Americans. Thanks for the time in advance. All right. Listen, you're not just gonna go online, hey, I want to get married, and you're gonna find a girl of your dreams. That shit, it's a long shot. That's what I'll say. There are guys who find girls online. I'm just not one of the guys who believes in it because I know how women can bullshit. I know how men can bullshit. And I think that between two people bullshitting, trying to make themselves look good because they want to find a partner, things don't always work out for the best. Now, I wrote this chap back and I said, do you plan on living here or are you trying to find a woman while in the U.S. who will come back there? The reason I ask is if you are living here, it is much, much easier to find a decent woman. Man, if you're living in the United States, it's like, first of all, a lot of Thai women won't even take you seriously. It's like, yeah, unless they're desperate. And if that's what you want a chick who's desperate to find a husband, you are basically just the guy that's there at the right time. A lot of time that's what it is. Because they just want somebody to take care of them and make their life easier. Now, there are a lot of girls there that they are like, fuck that, I'm not going to do that. But if you're looking online, I'm here to tell you, there are going to be some good girls, of course, and some catches, but I don't know. I think it's much easier if you're here to find the woman, because once you've been here and you've learned, learned about Thailand and you can speak the language and all that other good stuff, they take you more seriously. They're like, hey, this guy isn't going anywhere. He must be successful enough to stay here. And I'm going to imagine that he is the type of guy who isn't making $25,000 or $20,000 a month and who's scraping by. They don't necessarily want a guy who's making $500 or $700 a month, just because they may be making more than you are. And a lot of times it's like, the guy's staying here and he's living off of that. I mean, not to say that it can't happen, but they would prefer that you earn a decent living, and 500 to 700 isn't exactly a decent living. Legitimate places. What I always did, this is the truth, what I always did was I just went to places. If I saw a girl that was nice or looked nice and I got along with her, I seemed to get along with her, or she was friendly, I just keep going back. I'd go back and, hey, what's going on? And maybe I'd ask her out. Maybe she turned me down. Maybe she wouldn't. But by going to the same places, I mean like restaurants, banks, stores, wherever you tend to go, whether it's an internet cafe, coffee shop, whatever, where you see a woman who you are interested in and go there regularly. Ask them out. Let me know if you're interested. Let them know you're interested and see what happens. In some cases, they'll give you hints when you're single that they're interested. They'll give you hints that they are single, which makes it easier. Just in my opinion, the slow road is the best road. And I don't mean you got to take 4 years like some of these Thai women do, or 2 years, or whatever it is. I just mean take your time. Don't rush it. Don't, oh my God, I'm going to go back in 2 weeks. I'm going to have to marry her. And I just think that's foolish. Okay, let's see here. Going the slow road in person is best because, contrary to what some people think, it is difficult to find a woman you can trust and who is willing to get married after knowing them for a week or two or even a few months. If you really wanted to take this sort of chance, you could always come here for a visit, find a Thai or someone who speaks the language, and go to one of the poorer Isan villages. Put the feelers out for a single woman and proceed. It's a risk. You may find a good little girl who's she just wants a husband, and maybe there's not enough single guys in the village, or maybe she had her heart broken and she doesn't want another time. Who knows? Okay, that's why I say it's a bit of a risk. Not to say it can't happen. Just like if I say, don't mess around and fall in love with some bar girl. I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm saying that if you want the highest chance of success, probably going to a bar is not the best method where you're getting a girl who's a prostitute. Put the feelers out for single women and proceed. There are always young and old single women in the villages who are looking for men to take care of them. Of course, this means paying sinsod, and again, this is where money comes into the issue, and there's always the possibility of a scam. If you're planning on finding a woman from the U.S., good luck. There are online dating sites, of course, but I personally would not use them, as they are indeed many scams, and you risk pissing away time and money. And especially if you're an older guy, you don't want to piss away your time. You want to get right out there and tell her, listen, man, I'm serious. If you're not serious about this, once you get to the point where you can communicate about this, say, hey, I'm serious about carrying on a relationship. If you're out to play me, or you're out running around with other guys, then please let me know now. There are successes, but they are few and far between. Your best bet is to spend time here and get to know and to date women. If I lived in the U.S. and were looking for a woman, I wouldn't do the long-distance gig, nor would I expect results from an online site. That's my take on it. Now, this was, how many days ago? 5. What's today? Today's the 19th. So, this was 4 days ago, and I sent the guy the message back. I didn't get anything back from him. I don't know if he just hasn't answered his emails, hasn't read it. I don't know what the deal is, but at the very least, maybe I'm not answering his question. Maybe he thinks there is a legitimate place where you just go and there's girls lined up and they want to get married. But that's online dating, all right? Or a marriage service, and I think, personally, it's not legit. Okay, I'm not saying an online dating or a marriage service is completely not legitimate, but what I'm saying is your fucking chance of hooking up with some chick and going, oh, God, she's a good-looking woman, and she's really got a good head on her shoulders, and you know what? I think I want to marry her. And, you come here for 2 weeks, it's like you're going to the grocery to pick out an avocado. It just doesn't work that way. So that's all I got, all right? I've said this many, many times, and I think you're going to see that in the near future, the content of my videos is going to change because, frankly, I'm sick and tired of answering questions about men falling in love. If you can't find a woman yourself, listen, by the time you reach 30, 35, you ought to know a little bit about women. And if you're totally inept, well, guess what? You better buck up and figure it out. That's all I got to say. So, until next time, I'm Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. Chok di la jerk mai.